Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Voxis Files. History is littered with illusions. In the 18th century, it was the South Sea bubble. In 2008, it was the myth of safe subprime mortgages. Today, in 2026, we are living inside the largest financial mirage ever constructed, the silver market. Most investors wake up, check a ticker on their phone, and believe they are seeing the value of an asset. They are wrong. What they are seeing is a digital shadow, a price discovery mechanism that has been disconnected from physical reality for decades. But the shadows are growing long. At Voxis, we don't look at the noise, we track the structural fractures, and right now, the silver market is at a breaking point. Today, we deconstruct the silver shock and why the mainstream media is terrified to tell you the truth. To understand the shock, you must understand the Voxis disconnect. In a natural market, price is determined by how much of a resource exists versus how much is needed. But silver is no longer a natural market. It is a derivative battlefield. On the COMEX and the London bullion market, silver is traded in paper contracts. Here is the math they hope you never do. For every single ounce of physical silver sitting in a registered vault, there are estimated to be over 300 ounces of paper claims circulating in the digital world. This is a 300-to-1 leverage. Institutional players use this paper mountain to flood the market whenever the price threatens to rise. By selling silver that doesn't exist, they create an illusion of abundance. It is a systemic suppression designed to protect the fiat currency system. Because if silver, the poor man's gold, were allowed to find its true value, it would expose the terminal rot of the US dollar. But there is a flaw in their machine: physics. Unlike gold, which is largely stored in vaults, silver is consumed. It is the most electrically conductive metal on Earth. It is the indispensable element of the 21st century. As we've analyzed in our previous files on the Silicon Valley exodus, the world is shifting toward an AI-driven electrified infrastructure. Solar energy requires millions of ounces for photovoltaic paste. EV infrastructure depends on silver as the nervous system of the electric grid. AI hardware relies on silver-coated components for high-performance computing. The invisible macro force here is the supply-demand scissors. While mining output has stagnated due to rising energy costs and declining ore grades, industrial demand is on a vertical trajectory. You can manipulate a paper contract, but you cannot manifest physical atoms out of thin air to build a motherboard. The industry is taking the silver market hostage, and the ransom will be paid in a massive price revaluation. Why is this happening now? At the Voxis Files, we look for the catalyst. The recent nomination of a hawkish Federal Reserve chair and the sudden volatility in gold prices have triggered a liquidity vacuum. As the US government struggles to service its $34 trillion debt, the traditional tools of suppression are failing. We are seeing a flight to tangibles. Central banks in the East are no longer content with US Treasury bonds. They are accumulating physical bars. When the biggest players in the game stop trusting the paper, the silver shock isn't just a possibility, it becomes a mathematical certainty. We are witnessing a transition from an economy based on promises to an economy based on proof. So where does this leave you? Positioning in 2026 isn't about greed, it's about survival. The window to exit the paper illusion is closing. In every major economic collapse in history, those who held the physical reality thrived, while those who held the digital promise were wiped out.
The silver market is a battlefield, and perception is the primary weapon. The banks want you passive. They want you compliant. They want you watching the ticker while they secure the vault. At the Voxis Files, our mission is to provide the roadmap through the uncertainty. The shock is coming. Reality is about to assert itself with unstoppable force. And when the dust settles, the only question that will matter is, did you see the pattern in time? Thank you for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the files the mainstream refuses to open, subscribe and join the investigation. This is Voxis, signing off.